Hello, welcome to the Budget Bud. This is a financial plan spreadsheet that will help you plan your finances for a certain period of time. And what you see in here is the overview of your budget. You can see the length of the plan you have selected, the beginning date of your plan, the ending date of your plan, how much money you're going to have at the end of your plan left. If you have, of course, done things well, this will be positive. The most vulnerable place of your financial plan, and also helps you track your finances. This is the amount of money that you should have in your bank account by today. It's works real time. If you see the yellow line, that's where we are at here. This graph represents how your finances are in a biweekly basis. This is a biweekly balance graph. So it will tell you how much money you should have at each point, and the most vulnerable place is showed right there, as it shows here too. You can graph your checking account, your savings account, your income versus outcomes, and all of that. Also, it will show you your outcome distribution, what percentage of your outcomes are spent in debts, necessities, wants, savings, or investing, giving, tithing, and all of that. So how to get here is by filling out the other sheets. This spreadsheet has several sheets, and I'll just guide you through how to fill those up. So first, you're gonna go to initial conditions. You're gonna tell the spreadsheet how much money you have in your checkings account and your savings account. I can tell you, like right now, you don't need to have a savings account in order to do this. You can have just one big account in which you treat it as checking and savings. If you have separate accounts and you like doing that, it works both ways, and you will see later that that's completely possible. You will fill up what the date of in which you're starting your plan, and the length of this plan. It could be 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, or you can even custom when you want this plan, how the length of this plan. I'll just choose 18 months for now, and you can add tithing to your budget. Immediately takes 10% out of all your incomes if that's something that you want to do. So after filling initial conditions, you're gonna go to your biweekly incomes and outcomes. Here you will just do any recurrent expense or income that happens, biweekly, every 2 weeks, including paychecks or anything like that. You're gonna want to put in here. So you're gonna go to biweekly incomes. You set the amounts, the description, and I'm just going to explain this only once in this sheet. The starting date, if you don't have a starting date for a certain income, it will assume is the starting date for your whole financial plan or budget, meaning this one here, So if you don't put any date there, it's going to assume it starts that date. And if you don't put any thing here, it will assume is the ending date for your whole financial plan, meaning this one. Okay, so just throwing that out there. If you want the income to start at a certain point of your financial plan, then you put a different date. In this case, you have an income that starts March 28th, but then ends when the financial plan ends. And then you have this income right here that it's only for a range of this whole financial plan, starts later than the initial date for the financial plan and ends before the ending date for the whole financial plan. So that is true for every sheet and every income outcome. So then you go to biweekly outcomes, exactly the same, the amount, the description, the dates. But this for the outcomes section, you always have this expense category, and in which you're going to classify if you want. Is this a necessity? Do I really need this? Is this a want? Is this for saving and investing, for giving, or other? And that way you're classifying your outcomes, and then it's going to tell you at the end, of course, what's the percentage that you are spending in each kind of category for to understand if your spending is healthy, how healthy it is. Then you're going to go to monthly, the same recurrent incomes and outcomes. This is set up a little different. You have to fill out the day of the month, and then it'll just do it a recurrent income. Same with starting date, ending date as before. Here, same thing as monthly incomes, but outcomes, you're gonna put the day of the month. If you don't know what day specifically, you just put the first of the month. It's gonna work probably fine. The advantage of, if you know, for instance, if the 15 here is that this is gonna fall in a specific paycheck and biweekly kind of period. So if you wanted to fall in the right one, you just want to be as precise as you can be. But if you don't care, you just can put the first of the month. And then you go to same annually. All recurrent incomes and outcomes are annual, like the tax return, maybe. You know, this guy got lucky. Annual outcomes like trash tax or car insurance, anything like that. Then you go to extras. These are not recurrent incomes or outcomes. So these will be count every 2 weeks, will be counted as an income, income, same outcome. Extras just are count once. You know, it's the income, the date, and the description. Same here, like $1,500. I'm just gonna do a one house project. This won't be charged in a recurrent basis at all. It's just gonna be only once. And then you're gonna go to savings projects. If you have, this is basically the same as having an extra outcome, really, but it's treated a little differently because instead of going right off your checking account once, it's gonna take a biweekly amount out of your checking account and put in your savings account. And it's gonna tell you how much that is biweekly, and it automatically will take that amount out of your paycheck and or your account, checking account, and tells you how many paychecks it's gonna take you to save that amount of money, and what's the starting date and what's the due date for the saving project. I like using these saving projects because even though I don't use a saving account really, I treat them as one. Helps me see what's going to be like. So then you go back and you see, for instance, savings here. It's going to take, save money, and then that's when you spend your savings, your saving project, and then you start saving again, and then that's when you spend your money. You can immediately see what's going on, and your checking account right here. I like treating them both as one. So this will tell you, this will actually the important one, because this is the money that you actually have. So you're never gonna be in trouble unless this is above zero. So that's the goal for me, is to keep this line above zero. And at the end, you have the biweekly detail. If you wanna check per paycheck. By the way, I didn't say that, but initial conditions, you probably want to start whenever your paycheck is. That's a recommendation. And it's going to tell you, I'll come back to here, the biweekly detail is all the numbers are here. If you need to know how much money you should have at a certain point, like, or whatever, you can look at all the numbers here. And help over here, this tutorial is going to be here. It's not here yet because I haven't done it, but some Google Sheet links, tutorials, and don't mess with this one. This is where all the calculation happens, so don't mess with that. And yeah, so I hope this is helpful to you. Just as a comment, this budget is not supposed to rule or tell you how much money you will have at a certain point, but it is supposed to, because things happen. But the idea is that you will be able to plan with intentionality and not plan things that you cannot afford. That's the big goal of this budget, is to not plan things that you can't afford. And secondly, as you go through your plan, and will tell you how much money you should have, right? If you are off, then you can go back and say, why am I off? If it is because I am not acknowledging some incomes and outcomes that I'm not tracking, because really you want to know what's coming in and out. That's the one of the big principle of finances, is knowing what's coming in and what's coming out to spend and with intentionality, right? And in things that you care about that are important for you. And so, or maybe you have a self-control issue that you are spending more than you wanted. And the idea is to know why you would off. If you were off because something unexpected happened, hopefully you were prepared with a emergency fund or something like that. But there are things that are not your fault. Sometimes you'll have more money, sometimes you'll have less money. The important thing is to plan responsibly and to track what comes in and out, and that your part is done well, right? So this is not supposed to tell you the exact amount of money you will have. This is supposed to tell you, does this plan work or not, right? So I hope this is helpful for you, and that you can email me or something if you have any question to roy.vander.w@gmail.com, and I will respond any questions you have, and I'm happy to help. Thank you very much, and I hope this goes well for you.